We have Zawadi Nyongo, who has just joined us on set, of course. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for
She
having me.
and Jackson Biko, who we will be speaking to on phone shortly, led that online campaign that has ensured that Jadudi will get his treatment. They wanted to raise 1 million, but they ended up raising 6.1 million. First of all, a very big congratulations for that.
Thank you. Congratulations goes to
everyone, because
really.
Everyone just came out,
yeah.
And I hear people were sending 50 bob, 200.
Yeah.
I
think we need a public holiday so that all Kenyans can celebrate.
I think the president should give us a holiday
yes.
and celebrate. But I mean, how can you describe how Kenyans just owned it and just went with it? And then 28 hours later, we have 6.1 million in the bank. How can you describe that?
You know, I'm still confused, but the only thing
yeah.
that makes sense, despite the fact that, yes, I might have the social media campaign strategy skills, and Biko is a really good writer and a blogger, I think it's love.
It's love,
At the end of the day, it's love.
Okay.
It's God's love, and it's people's love.
People's love.
Because it was Jadudi's spirit that touched me 3 years ago, and I love this stranger.
Actually, that's the thing. It's interesting that you have never met him.
No.
And Biko too has never met him.
Yeah.
But here
we're seeing him for the first time on television.
And he's crying and he's thanking you, and he really, you know, his heart is really literally, you know, just, you know, thanking you.
Yeah.
And we'd like to hear your sentiments at home. The hashtag is Friday Briefing. Tell us, you know, even if you contributed, especially if you contributed, tell us, you know, how it has been, you know, just looking at this person you do not know, and, you know, here you are trying to help as much as possible. You mentioned that it has been 3 years since you first heard of him. Then why did it take so long for this to happen?
Well, at the time he was going in for his second surgery, he contacted me a few days before.
On Twitter?
On Twitter.
Okay.
And he asked me to DM him. And I said, what's this about? And he said, my brain tumor. I said, okay, I'm instantly following you.
That was the first time?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how we met.
Okay.
It was just after we had set up the Africa Cancer Foundation, and that's how he knew me, in relation to Africa Cancer Foundation.
Yeah.
So we started a conversation. He told me he had a recurring brain tumor and was going into surgery. And he said he was very hopeful that everything would be fine. And sure enough, he came out of surgery and he was well. Over the last 3 years, we have been in touch, you know, not very regularly. But then 2 weeks ago, he called me and said, Zawadi, I have bad news for you. And I said, well, what is it? And he said, my tumor has come back. This is the fourth one. I now need to go to India again. And we have exhausted all our resources. We have done Harambes for the last 3 surgeries. I don't know what to do. And so I said, okay, I have no money, but I know that I have friends, and you have friends who have friends.
Yes.
So it's going to be that ripple effect.
Ripple effect, yes, yes.
All you need to do is write your story. He wasn't really able to type much, but he, you know, I said, you don't have to type, you don't have to write a good story. Just write your story.
Yes,
then we will rewrite it and package it.
Yes, yes.
And I said, think about how we are going to get this out. What platform?
Yes, yes.
The next day he said, can you please ask Biko Zulu? He is a fan of Biko's blog.
Yes,
has been reading it even when he was in India recovering from his surgery.
Okay.
So I contacted Biko on Twitter. We've never met. And I said, we really need to help this guy. He has asked you to write his story. I sent him the draft that Jadudi had done.
So Jadudi had done something.
Yeah, he had documented pretty much like the steps, enough to inspire the two of us
to do something. Wow, okay.
This was, I think, Thursday last week.
As late as, wow, okay.
Yes. On Friday, Biko and I had I think it was Friday that we had a Skype conversation. And he said, I'll draft something. On Monday, he sent me the draft. Okay, we said, when are we launching this campaign? Tomorrow, Tuesday. What time? Okay. And that's how it happened.
Wow.
And we thought, okay, let's target 1 million. We have no idea how much Jadudi needs. The last surgery cost 3.3 million in India.
Yeah.
But we said, okay, fine, let's just go for 1 million.
For 1 million. Let's start from the big,
Let's start with 1 million.
Yeah. So, I mean, how was it that it turned from 1 million at some point to 2 million, 3, 4, and then 6? Like, what were you thinking? Did you ever think like it would actually even get to 1 million to start off?
I was I'm very ambitious.
Uh-huh.
When it comes to fundraising, when it comes to crowdsourcing, I really believe in the power of the people.
Okay.
I really believe in the power of a story inspiring people to do something.
To do something, yeah.
So I said, personally, I think we can do 1 million in 48 hours.
Okay.
But to be safe, let's target 1 million in 1 week.
Uh-huh.
Within 4 hours of tweeting and getting it trending, 1.2 million was in the account.
Wow, okay.
So we thought, okay, what are we going to do? Okay, let's see what happens in the morning when we wake up and then close the campaign tomorrow.
And you closed
overnight.
Yeah.
It was 4.1 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
by the end of the day, it was 6.1 million.
6.1 million.
Yeah.
And I remember Biko writing an article, and we will be talking to him shortly. My director can start calling him. And, you know, saying the kind of conversations you were having back and forth, like, hey, are you seeing?
Yeah.
How was it, you know, finally having this conversation about someone who, like you mentioned, is a stranger, and this is the first time that you've never even met him.
Yeah.
So how was it? How, you know, take me through the motions of, you know, you've gotten to 6 million. What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
I'm still going through the motions.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long I'll be going through the motions because it has been just a roller coaster ride. The only thing I can say is inspired.
Okay.
Love. I mean, I've been so overwhelmed in the last few days, and just have a new love for Kenya, for Kenyans, and that sentiment has been shared by so many people on social media.
Okay.
You know, they're proud to be Kenyan.
They're proud to be
we
Kenyan.
have so much depressing news in this country.
Every day. and
especially on
it's
Twitter. Amazing to have good news
something
for one,
positive.
something to celebrate. Yeah. And I really think it's important. I wish there was a TV station that was just committed to good news. Or even if it was just one show. You know, 1 hour a day. Let's just report
of good news.
Good news.
All right.
Because that's what inspires and motivates people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. And I understand that you have Jackson on phone. Jackson, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Hi, Betty.
Great. Nice to have you on KTN Friday Briefing. First of all, a very big congratulations to you and to Zawadi, and I think to Kenyans who, you know, took part in the drive. I mean, what are you feeling? What are your sentiments right now?
Well, it's a good feeling, eh? We didn't expect it to turn out this way. And the duty is very happy, the parents are happy, Kenyans are happy, we are happy.
Yes.
So everybody's happy. So it was a bit overwhelming yesterday. But it's a very nice feeling.
It's a great feeling.
It's inspiring. Yeah.
You know, because the thing is, we were talking earlier and you actually told me that you have not met Jadudi yet. And I'm wondering, I mean, what led you to doing such a big thing for a stranger? What is it, something that he said to you? Is it something that, you know, that came to you? How did you go about to the point that you're now helping someone who you've never seen, you know?
Well, okay, we're meeting for the first time tomorrow.
For the first time tomorrow?
Yeah, it's flying in at 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's going to be a big reunion, or a union. So I mean, he's a young guy who I've gone for 3 surgeries. He's at the very last end result. And he says, look, I need help.
Yeah.
You know. Kindly tell my story. It's very hard to say no, really.
Yes.
Especially because it was not going to cost me anything. I wrote the story in about 2 hours. It didn't cost me any money.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, he's a decent guy. And he has dreams. And we all have people with lost cancer, lost grandma's cancer. So I just felt. Can you hear me?
Because, you know, I'm wondering, you know, like, maybe finally, like Zawadi said, At first you were targeting 1 million, and then it went to 6.1 million. How can you describe, Kenyans coming and helping? How can you describe that? I remember on your post saying that, even if you have 50 bob, if you have 200 shillings, it will make a difference. So from your end, how was that like, seeing Kenyans coming out the way they did to help a stranger?
Yeah, when Zawadi called me on Tuesday at 4, and she said, look, we have 1 million. I couldn't believe it. I thought actually we'd get 1.2 million by Friday or Saturday.
Yes.
so getting 6 million is just beyond my wildest dreams.
Wow.
And I think if people, this is a testimony that people are just, people inherently are very kind. We won't stand by and let somebody suffer.
Yeah.
That gives you a lot of faith in humanity. Yeah?
That's true. That's true. Because thank you so much for making time to just join us and share your sentiments on this particular issue that has touched, I think, so many Kenyans. Jackson Biko there speaking to us by way of phone. He is the person who, together with Zawadi, brought that issue to the fore and brought 6.1 million to our to our vocabulary. I want us to go and introduce the story.
Okay.
You remember you are our guest anchor tonight.